Hello and welcome back to the Geordie Pig Investor channel. Today we have got our May InvestEngine Portfolio update video. In this video I'm going to show you through my current portfolio in InvestEngine that I invest £100 every single month into consistently at the start of each month. I invest these into the same ETFs every single month because I believe that these ETFs are going to reap the rewards long term. And I am very happy with how it has currently performed so far. So we're going to go through how the last month's been and then just have a look at the overall portfolio and how it's performed. So didn't know already, I had set up a general investing account last year before you were allowed to have 2 ISA accounts. Now, since April, there's been a rule put in place where you can have as many ISA accounts as you want now. So my main ISA account over in Trading 212 has remained the main one, but I've been able to switch across in here, open up an ISA account starting in April, which is very beneficial over the long term because it means I will have to pay no tax on any money that is made within this account. So that's very exciting for the long term, and you can ignore this number of the allowances left up here because I've got to take into account my Trading 212 portfolio allowance as well. So you've got to be careful with that. If you do open multiple ISAs, you are personally liable for making sure you don't go over that £20,000 threshold. If we have a look through the portfolio, if we go into the general investing account, this is the one that I've obviously had since last year before I was able to get it into my ISA account. But if we look over the last month, we can see that we've had a nice little return. It's into the middle of June now because I have had a very busy back end of May and into the start of June being on holiday, and I had a few other things going on, so apologies for this video being out a little bit late. So for us to show you the actual month, we need to go into the 6th month chart here, and we'll take you to the 1st of May. We can see it was valued at £743, and by the end of May it was valued at £760. So a very nice gain throughout May, and then into June we go, and we've also then had a further increase. So you'll see the rest of that in the next 2 weeks when the end of June comes along, and I'll be doing my June portfolio update. But very happy with how the portfolio has performed. If we have a little look at each individual stock within the portfolio, we can see that all of them are actually in the green and all are performing very well, especially the FTSE Franklin India, which I only invested in more recently, hence why the position is tiny in this portfolio, and also I only just invested into the MSCI USA Quality World as well, and that has returned a nice 5% as well. So we can see that these two have actually had really good returns considering they were only invested into a couple of months ago, whereas if all the rest of them have been constantly being invested into since November last year. So we can see very nice returns across the board. My best returners being the MSCI World Momentum being up over 30%, and then also the MSCI World Quality, which is up over 20%. But as a whole, the portfolio has performed so well, being up overall nearly 17% in there, and then we're up nearly 3% in my ISA account here. So we can see that it's the exact same stocks I've got in here. The only difference is that a couple of them are in the red because of the time I've obviously bought in has been only over the last 3 months in here, but we can still see that overall the portfolio is into the green, and my main positions are actually the ones that are mainly up, which is very nice to see and a nice change. So there was someone who asked me why did I bother investing in the FTSE India when it is very similar to the FTSE emerging markets, and that covers India in here. And it was because I believe that the Indian market is actually going to be more beneficial over the long term than just the emerging markets as a whole. And so far, we can see that it has massively outperformed, which is nice to see. But I'm still very happy to have a small allocation in both moving forward, as why not? Yes, there might be a little bit of crossover from here into this one, but this is going to be more concentrated. And I don't mind crossovers, especially when it is quality stocks. And I just want to use this as a little experiment over the next year. And then potentially, if I am seeing that the FTSE India is still outperforming over a full year period, then maybe I will reallocate this across into there. But we'll just see how they perform over the next year. No rush there, and we can see, like I say, the rest of the stocks are all in good positions. So the MSCI World Value is actually the one that is mainly down 41 pence, so nothing that I'm going to be losing any sleep over. And then also the S&P Small Cap 600 being down 44 pence. This portfolio is brilliant because with it being literally a set and forget and me just putting £100 in at the start of every month, it means that I literally never log on to here apart from at the start of the month to put the money in, and I can just leave it and let it do its work. So we can see that this is actually the most it has returned in this portfolio. So that's really good to see that it's kind of creeping up to all-time highs. Although we do want to be investing into it while the portfolio is slightly down, because it means we're going to then get a better cost basis over the long term. However, like I say, with it being a DCA portfolio, I'm not really too worried about when I invest into it and not stressing about trying to time the market, because that is something that a lot of people try and do and it bites them in the bum. So I'm very much happy to just DCA in, dollar cost average into it, or as it's called in the UK, pound cost average into the portfolio, and just let the portfolio do the work for you. So you can see overall I am up £82 in my portfolio across £1,000 being invested. So we can see that as a nice healthy return of over 8%. And I believe that this is only going to just keep moving in the right direction and pushing towards going even higher. Shout out to also somebody who used my link, which is in the description down below. By using that link, you will receive a free amount of cash worth between £10 and £50 by investing just £100 into the portfolio. And somebody used my link, so I received that minimum amount of £10, but I'm not complaining, as that is £10 more than I had last month. So for now, I'm just going to leave that money in there. It's only £10 and I'm happy just to leave it as cash in the portfolio. If you haven't got an InvestEngine account, then consider using my link, because it is going to get you some free money when you do open it up. So this is going to be it for today's video. Everything's moving in the right direction. We've had a very good month, and it looks like June is also going to be another all-time high month, and I'm very, very happy with the current returns in here. Just about staying consistent and putting that money into your account. So try and set a goals for yourselves, guys, and make sure you stick to those goals. So I said at the start of the year, I'm going to be putting £100 a month into this portfolio, and so far I have stuck to that task. So like I said, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below what stocks and ETFs you currently have in your portfolio. And this is the Geordie Pick Investor, over and out.